Hey, this might be interesting and informative for you guys. As many of you know, we get five or so thousand messages a day across all of our different platforms. So, like YouTube comments, Facebook comments, emails, Twitter replies, all these different things. It's impossible to keep up with all of it. And so we just can't, we just don't. Okay. Every once in a while, I like to engage with someone. So, like 6 months ago, an anti vax emailer piqued my interest and I said, let me reply and let's see what happens. And then I showed you that exchange and it was really, really wacky and disturbing. So I did it again. Okay. I did it again. The other day, I tweeted about the jobs numbers. Now, one of the things we talked about on yesterday's bonus show is in the midst of everything going on politically, the jobs numbers, which are very good. I mean, by every traditional measure, we're basically at full employment. Now, many of you will say, but a lot of people are still paycheck to paycheck and the wages aren't good and the jobs are low quality and people. Oh, 100%. I'm with you all the way. I'm just saying that by traditional measures, which Republicans love to use when it's a Republican president, we are very close to what is considered full employment. And last week, there were extraordinary jobs numbers. Nearly 700,000 new jobs were created in February. We got the February numbers last week. These are very, very good numbers. And so I simply tweeted just to see, kind of, feel around what's going on. The jobs numbers are very compelling. Just really not a very controversial tweet. And a guy named Andrew responded to me and said, you mean all the jobs Biden destroyed with his lockdown mania? Now, as you can probably imagine, there's like 3 or 4 layers on which this is very fallacious. We're talking about job creation right now. Jobs, we're gaining jobs. And of course, the job losses that we saw happened under Donald Trump. And so the comment just, it doesn't make any sense. But I said, hey, here's an opportunity to try to figure out where this person's coming from. So the first thing was, I wanted to establish, does the person even know what I'm talking about? So I wrote back and I said, did you see the numbers today? Because they may not even know that I think it was 678,000 jobs were created in February. They might just be responding without having any idea what it is that I'm talking about. And Andrew wrote back and said, yeah, meaning I did see the jobs numbers. You can't brag about job creation when your party caused all the job loss. And again, bragging, we're just talking about what are the jobs numbers? Is it good to create jobs? And if it is, if you blame who's in the Oval Office when jobs are lost, don't they get credit when jobs are created? Now, you and I, hopefully all of us, have a more nuanced understanding of job creation. And we understand that to some degree, on a delay, job creation or job loss partially reflects the actions of the president, but to a significant degree has to do with global factors, broader economic factors, and things that have nothing to do with the president. But you've got to be able to play both sides. If you blame a president for job loss, you've got to at least give some equivalent amount of credit for job creation. But this person is so confused. You can't brag about job creation when your party caused the job loss. So I followed up and tried to explain. I said, quote, almost all the job loss was in 2020 when Donald Trump was president. What exactly are you referring to? To which Andrew responded, the needless policies that were under Democrats via their governors and congressmen. They shut the country down needlessly. It's been shown many times lockdown policies didn't help stop the spread, but hurt, devastated the economy. And so a couple different things. First of all, this experiment was basically a waste of time. And what I mean by that is each response moved the discussion to something different. And it didn't even seem to comprehend that time moves forward as we understand it and who was president at different points in time. But it's also wrong on some pretty basic facts. Number one, the economy even by the end, I mean, listen, I'm glad to admit it because again, it has a little to do with the president, but not that much. By the end of Trump's presidency, the economy was looking pretty okay, and it continued improving under Joe Biden. We now have a very shaky stock market and inflation, and we have these global things. But that trend, we were already seeing it under Trump, and it continued under Biden. So even the claim that everything that was done in 2020 hurt the economy irreversibly, it's just not true. But maybe more importantly, we learned that it doesn't matter, even if I try to engage in good faith and understand where this person is coming from. I posted about February jobs numbers. The guy responded and talked about job losses from 2020, but blamed Biden for them, even though Trump was president, then changed the conversation to so-called Democratic lockdowns, even though it was all under Trump's watch. I mean, it's red herring after red herring after straw man after red herring. So I think what I learned is this is a waste of my time. And I don't know, because I don't know this Andrew guy. I don't know if he's ignorant and maybe cognitively limited in terms of being able to engage on the facts, or whether he's arguing in bad faith, or whether he's just trolling me, or whether he was confused, or whatever the case may be. I just don't know, quite frankly. But needless to say, we didn't learn anything from that conversation. And I've probably had my fill for at least a couple of months. But if I decide to do this again, I'll come back to you.